I got some support money today, and I'm recording now because I want to thank you for sending some money. And what I did with the money was to pay two bills that is ordinary bills that I have every month. So that is great to could pay them before they are in due date. So I don't have so much bills to pay later on. And I got the retirement money in 3-4 days like that, and maybe more. It's Wednesday today, and it's coming. I think it was coming on Monday, and it's my name is Anna. That's my first name, but before that I was called Eva, and before that I had the name Eva Lotte. That was the name that I was baptized to, but the Anna was my first name. So that why I changed it is because Eva Lotte was a name that my father gave me suddenly. My mother and he was not agree to it. It was something he come up in his mind when he was drunk. At the bar, he found out that name and signed it in. So that is not good to have that name. And when I was in Jerusalem in December 2022, I decided to use my first name, my real first name. And that's because also that I was to the Golden Gate in Jerusalem. And in the Golden Gate was it when Virgin Mary's mother, her name was Anna, and she got from an angel. The angel told her that she is going to be with Virgin Mary, be pregnant with Virgin Mary. And that is very close to what was when I was born, because my mother said that an angel came and told my mother that my name should be Anna. And so it was. And it's the same like an angel come to Virgin Mary's mother, and an angel come to my mother. So I decided to change my name to my real first name. And I thank you for supporting me. I understand that it's for many people is it a hard economic time. That I know. And but I also know how much money those churches get from people. In that way, is it not hard to come up with money and give to the church? And so I never ask for money in that way. but I tell you that I have this about money is hard for me because I have been in 22 years working for God, and I have not worked in a real job. I was in United States 6 years, and then I was come back to Sweden, and I was sick. I have bad health and still have. So I was to the doctor, and I get early retirement. First, I get retirement because I was ill. I the first they saw in my body was that I didn't have any blood. I was low in blood in my body, and then they find out that I had psoriasis, and then it have developed illness. So I have not could work. They have tried to test me to could work, but I have not could work, and so I have post traumatic disease though in many years, but it have changed now to be stress chronicle, that I always have stress inside me, and it causes my problem to have blood sugar, to high blood sugar. No one in my family have blood sugar, high blood sugar. No one. It's not in my DNA. And but high blood pressure, that is something that's going on in my family, but not blood sugar. So it's not coming from eating much sugar. I don't eat much sugar. I use most often the substitute for sugar that doesn't hurt my body. Some of these tablets, things we eat for to not get sugar in the body, some of them make us get higher blood sugar, but those chemicals that I know about, so I don't take that kind of sugar substitutes. So so it is about stress, and but the doctor doesn't understand it, and now I have a new doctor, and I have studied it now. I have been study on Harvard University in United States, and find out that I have chronic stress, and it doesn't go down like other people that they can breathe it away or relax and that go away. It doesn't go away, and I don't know what to do to calm the stress down more than live in a place where it's not so much sound around me, not people that screaming and running around me. much cars like that. I need to be in a resting place, and that's the only thing I know. I eat kind of 95% healthy food, but sometimes I eat wrong, but not so very much. And I try to avoid the stress in my body, but it's there, and I understand it now because I have talked to you about it, that the doctor find that I had high blood pressure already when I was 8 years old. So I understand that it was from the start I get the stress in my body, because my brother and sister was evil to me, and my sister tried to kill me when I was between 2 and 3 years old, and she pushed me out in front of a truck, and the truck drove over me and killed me. But God come and wake me up. I had more to do here on earth than only come 2 years and then go back to heaven. I had more to do, and it have been this. It is my spirit is touching me now, because it make me realize that those when I was 8 years old, that was something that happened to me that they want me to know. That's why he touched me now, because I in that age I was trying to find a peace place for myself. I did it already with 8 years old, but my brother and sister tried to stop it, to find my peace place. And I had a migraine twice in a week when I was 8 years old, and I don't have it today. So it was very much going on in my 8. And you that follow me, you know that I was up to heaven, and then she that was 8 years old, and it was myself. I met myself when I was 8 years old. And also in year 2000, when the Spirit was coming and talking, my father was talking to me that died when I was 17 years old. And he come back after many, many years and talked to me. And in the beginning, when they start to come from heaven, and now the Spirit here that is here, he make me come to understand, because before all this Spirit was coming to me in year 2000, that evening when I was on my way to make a suicide, and heaven come and talk to me and stop me in that way. And it was a higher priest in my home also, and they all stopped me from make a suicide. And in the first, who come out from the spirit world, that was a girl that was 8 years old, that I thought it was an Indian, but then I understood it was me because I had almost black hair when I was 8 years old. And so me as a child come, and I bring with me those spirit that was talking after I saw that girl. I understand it now that she pulled them to our world so they could talk to me. And then when I was hypnotize it at this Baptist, the Buddhist monk, and he took me to heaven. And the first time I was in heaven under hypnosis, the little girl come, and she had told me already one morning. She was singing when I was on my way to wake up, and some people have say when I talk about it's ghost that coming, because I didn't know it was a spirit. I say ghost coming, and some people say ask who they are, ask their name. So I remember that when she come and singing very beautiful when I was on my way to wake up in the morning, and she say fear, like that she say. And then I say that in hypnosis, I said to this Buddhist monk that it was a girl that come to me one morning and sing for me, and then she told me her name. I said to him, I think she is some God guide me into the spirit world. She is the one that pulled me into the spirit world, I say to him. So he was on that. Her name was Fear. So he asked me about fear, and she didn't say that it was not her name. It was her name. And then later on I find in my family tree that there was some people in my family tree that had that name. And then I find a picture. It looked exactly like me. I was so shocked when I found that in my family tree. But she had passed away maybe 100 years ago. More than 100 years. She passed away before I was born. So she maybe took my body to be in. So her name was Fear in one lifetime, or maybe more, because I find in many generations this name that is not Swedish. I think it's Irish name, Fear, like that. And I think it's F-U-R-E, Fear. And she took me into to the throne of God. God was sitting on his throne. She took me in there. And then I find out that I was there in year 2000 when I was away without knowing what's going on. I was away for 2.5 hours, and she told me this. So that now she's those in heaven touched me, and I understand much more now what's going on. And if you have followed me, you understand this, because you know what I have talking about earlier about this little girl that looked like an Indian in her hair, but it was me, because I looked like an Indian girl when I was 8 years old. And then I changed after that. But 8 years old was a special age, and I had so much high blood pressure because I was hunted. Not only that my family was bad to me, but also that I was connected with heaven. So I got visions when I was 8 years old. And when I was 8 years old, my father took me to a missionary church. And I was there for a little time because we moved after 3 years. So I was there maybe 1 year of those 3 years. And I asked the pastor there many questions that he couldn't answer. No one could answer it. And it was the same thing as it is today, that people don't understand me. They don't understand, and they go angry and they go evil at me. Not only that evil because it's a whisper in their ear from the devil. It's also when people get some people get fear, be frightened. When they be frightened, they also want to kill. And it can be a defend. Some people, their defense is to kill people, to kill those things that make them be frightened. So it doesn't need to be whisper in the ear of the devil. The devil can have done it earlier, that they go frightened about everything unknown, that they can't handle inside their brain, that they don't understand in their brain, and then they go angry and going evil. So I don't give the devil victory, because it can have been on the people when they are very young, when they are a child, and then it's be in their mindset to be toxic, and of this what happened when they were children, and not what they do when they are adult, but it's coming to them that I need to kill this because it frightened me. And in that way they kill by talking behind your back, because they are frightened, and they want other people to be frightened about you, that they want other people to be in their group of people. I am not a group people, so it's very hard for me to make a group of people. But those that is maybe not evil of themselves, but they listen to evil people. They are group people. They can't stand on their own. If they lose the group people, they will not survive. They be killed by themselves, by that they be frightened, and they maybe make a suicide when they don't have the group with them. It's very powerful and evil, these things, that when people can't stand on their own, even if they like to be with other people, but if something happens when they lose the whole group, they sure could stand on their own. But it's very few people that can do that. And so that's what have been working on to. Now I'm not talking about myself, but on you that listen, that they have work on that you should. You maybe are a group people, but you are on your own. No one wants to be with you, and you take pills, take drugs, take alcoholic, or you do suicide because you can't stand on your own. You need to take care of that you don't need the whole group for to could live. You have to find yourself. You need to know who you are without the group of people, without the drinking, without the drugs, without the pills you take, and whatever you take, you do the sexual things, abusive to other people and these things, because you are lonely and you are frightened about to be by yourself. You need to find out a way to love yourself, to could be with yourself without having any people. You need to step out, go somewhere else where your group of people isn't there, and train you to be by yourself. Go away from your city and for a day like that, and see that you can manage your life on your own. You don't need to hear what the leader of the group is telling you. You don't need that. You are strong in yourself. That was one reason why I come to be homeless in the United States, because I find myself be very strong. I didn't know I was so very strong as I was, and could survive in this environment I was in with those druggy people, alcoholic and crazy, mental sick people, and those that I didn't understood, and I have not lived in that environment before, and I survived anyway, and that is sometimes it's made from heaven, that you should test yourself if you can standing firm whatever happen in your life, what storm is coming in your life. But you need to find yourself. Who am I when everything around me fall apart? You have to ask yourself that. Who am I? Who am the real me? What was it God wanted me to be? And am I that person God wanted me to be? You need to not ask you once, but sometimes you have to stop what you're doing and ask yourself, am I in the right place where God wants me to be? Am I that person God had created me to be? Am I that? Am I now in now, and I need to maybe take a step on in the other direction for to correct myself in because I am not what God have created me to be. Am I in this talent area that I am born to be this talent, or have I only done things to create money and not to find my what God wants me to do in life? Does God want me to do fast money? Do God want me to have all these parties going on? Does God want me to be so angry as I am? There is many questions, and sometimes is it good to write them up and store it for a long time so you can go back and read what you have for a question for your life. Am I with the right people? Am I right? Have I balance in my life when it's come to those people I have in my life? Or is it only crap you get and you need to find you other people in your life? People that lift you up, not people that use you and have you as a source of money to get from, or someone that they need to have because they are weak and they see you as strong, and you have these energy thieves in your life that only drain you out, and they drain you so you don't think about who you are. What is your life? What is your wants in life? You only listen at other people. You have to go away from that. I don't know how I come to talk about this, But I know that a spirit touched me. So I have I have lost my first where I was. I don't know where I was. But it doesn't matter because the spirit is talking from my mouth. And I am sorry if I have forgotten what I told you from the beginning when I was myself, because the spirit took me and wanted me to talk to you about these things. Who are you? And where are you going? It's a spirit touching me more. It's not this powerful spirit. They are saying this is like a mother to you that is talking to you. You that have mothers that have passed away, they are here and talking. It is from the mother side talking to you. It is very beautiful now when I understand that is the mothers, because they hold their hands like mothers do, and oh, so beautiful, so cute, like that. You know, they hold their hands under the cheek, the face there, and look at you with love. And they want you to be corrected, like the mother always did to you when you were a child. She corrects you to be in that way, to be a good child. And they ask now, the spirit's mother, they ask you if you have become that child you were from the start, and still is that loving, kindly child you once was. So someone is saying that it was you that took care of all these pets, animals that have been hurt and was in bad condition, and you come home with all kind of animals. And we have like a little zoo at home. This mother is saying, we had animals everywhere because you took them in. And she asked, where is your child heart? She is saying to someone of you, or more than one person. But she asked, where is your child heart? It was beautiful. It's beautiful. If you could see the picture I see, how they doing this. The mothers is coming. And are you that child? Still the child? Or have you left it? So thank you for listening. That's what this was beautiful. I didn't know what I was talking about when they come and started to touch me. So God bless you, and thank you for listening. And thank you that support me. Thank you very much. I need that for the winter time to go somewhere else.